Hey y'all, it's Tali and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are doing a hashtag designer DIY with Tali. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Tali Ruta and Designer DIYs is a series on my channel where I create designer things for less. So in today's designer DIY, we are going to crack down my favorite brand, Loveshackfancy. You guys know Loveshackfancy is my favorite band. I love them so much, but sometimes they are a little out of my price range. A lot of times Loveshackfancy has these exclusive items that they sell in their store. They're usually hand dyed and embellished, and they're one of a kind, unique pieces. So I went to thinking and I was like, I think I can make this. So today we are going to make our own Loveshackfancy inspired hand dyed tank tops. Insert inspo pictures here. These are from the Loveshackfancy store and I'm going to try to create my own. I think this DIY is going to be super fun, not only because it is Loveshack theme, but because it seems fun, tie-dyeing seems fun, dyeing seems fun, and I'm excited to get into this designer DIY with you guys. If you like today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because we're so close to 300 subscribers. It means the absolute world to me if we reach that very, very soon. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on all social medias here on the screen, down in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into this hashtag designer DIY with Tali. Alright, so the first thing you need for this designer DIY is something to dye. Now, Loveshack not only dyes tank tops, but I've also seen them dye slip dresses and I've also seen them dye t-shirts, so really it's up to you. In this designer DIY though, I'm going to be dyeing just plain white tank top t-shirts. I have 2 of them, so we're gonna make 2 shirts today. Then, of course, to dye your shirts, you're gonna need some dye. So it depends on what you're dyeing, but because I'm dyeing the shirts and they're made out of cotton, I'm going to use the all-purpose RIT dye. So depending on how you're dyeing your shirts, I'm going to use a steel hot pot. It depends on what you're using. I know you can also dye with a washer machine. You can also dye with a bucket. It just kind of depends, but that's the method I'm gonna be using today. Then to completely Loveshackify your shirts, you're just going to need some embellishments. You can use lace, you can use like patches, like this is an iron-on patch that I plan to use. These are just some little crochet flowers that I had lying around that I want to sew, but really you could pick anything. You could put anything on there. You could add lace, you could add ribbons, you could add bows, but yeah. All right guys, we are now in my kitchen. We are at the stove and we are getting ready to dye our tank tops. So the first one I'm gonna do is the pink one. I'm using the RIT all-purpose dye, and this is in the shade Rose Quartz. It's like hopefully a very light, dainty pink. Now for this part, I can't really explain it the best because all I'm doing actually is following the directions on the back, but in the description down below, I am going to put the RIT dye website. It has really good video tutorials and just instructions on how to dye if you're dyeing with a stovetop, a bucket, or even a front load washing machine or top loader. So here by my stove, I have my water already starting to boil. I got my dye, I have my shirt, and then depending again on the type of fabric you're using, if you're using cotton, you need to add some salt to it. That's what the instructions say. So I have my salt ready, and then also it recommends to add some dish detergent, so I have that here too. So yeah, let's dye this tank top and fingers crossed it comes out the way I want it to be. Alright guys, so I just did the pink shirt. Now, if you're using that one, again, I'm using the RIT all-purpose dye in the color, the pink one was the color Rose Quartz. I added about 8 teaspoons of dye, and the color I want, I haven't washed it yet completely, so I'm not sure how it looks, but it looks pretty good. It looks a little bit darker than what I wanted, but you know, it's gonna be super hard to get that perfect pastel pink. But now that I did the pink shirt and it is drying, I'm going to move on to the yellow shirt. So the yellow shirt, I'm using again the RIT all-purpose dye, and I'm using the color golden yellow. I have again my salt ready and my dish detergent. So now let's do the yellow shirt. Now for the yellow shirt, I'm going to go very easy with the dye because I do not want this bright yellow. I would like a very light yellow if I can, so fingers crossed. Alright guys, here are the two pieces outside. I set up this cute little like clothespin thing because I thought it'd be really cute for pictures and everything. But I just wanted to point out the shirt. So here's the first one, and oh my gosh, don't look at that. But here's the first one, and I think she turned out cute. I think I put in about 8 tablespoons of the dye. I probably would have done less dye, but I think it still turned out cute. I still like the color. The yellow one, this one I only put in 4 teaspoons, and the color turned out really bright, but I did put it with some bleach after, and I think it turned out okay, and I think it'll dry super nice. Alright guys, it is the next day and the shirts are done and they are completely washed, dried, and they are ready to get decorated. Also, please bear with me and my voice. I'm a little congested right now, so I might not sound the best, but I am always in the mood to craft. Now that the shirts are done, they are dyed, they are washed, they are dried. Ooh, that rhymed. I want to show you guys what they turned out like. So this is the pink one. This is in rose quartz. Now it is a little patchy, which is what I wasn't going for that look. I was going for a solid pink look, but I actually don't mind it a lot. It adds a little more uniqueness to it, and I actually don't mind the patchiness. I think it turned out okay, and even though it is a little patchy, it's like, it doesn't look bad, it looks intentional, and I think it turned out really good. For the rose quartz, I added about 8 teaspoons of dye, which I think was a little too much. I probably should have only added maybe 6, but I still think it turned out okay. After washing and drying it, it looks, this was still the color it came out to be. It was lighter. It's gonna look darker when it's wet, of course, but it still turned out really nice, and I like how this one turned out. Next, for golden yellow, this one I only added 4 teaspoons of it, and let me tell you, when I had that in the pot, I was so scared. It looked so bad. The yellow was just so yellow, but immediately after I took it out to wash out the color and stuff, I added a little bit of bleach to it, so beware at your own risk. I added a little bleach because I did not want a yellow, I wanted like a pastel yellow, and adding bleach did help. Here's what it turned out. It looked super good. I love this color way much more than the golden yellow was. I only added 4 teaspoons of it, so make sure if you're going to use the golden yellow to get a pastel yellow, I would suggest even only doing like 2 and keeping it in the pot for less than maybe 10 minutes because the color is a very, very bright yellow. But I like it a lot. The bleach, adding a little bleach helped, and this is a very cute pastel yellow that I wanted to achieve. So now that our shirts are nicely dyed and they are all nice and washed, I think it's time to decorate them because they're looking a little plain. So like I said, for this part of the DIY, you can use anything you want to decorate your shirts. You can use gems, you can use sequins, you can use rhinestones, you can use beads, you can use iron-ons, you can use ribbons, lace, so many different things. But it's really up to you guys and how you want to decorate your shirt. So what I'm going to put on my shirt is I'm actually going to put these little crochet flowers. Now, I do not know where I got these from. I literally just found them in my drawer the other day while looking for supplies to make these DIYs, but they are on Amazon, and I'm going to link them for you in the description down below. Now for this designer DIY, you do not need to know how to sew. I'm just going to sew because I know how to, but it's literally just simple little stitches, and you guys do not need to know how to sew. You can use hot glue, fabric fuse, they're all your best friends. It's just so I can show you guys the layout of the yellow shirt. I'm planning to add, just to sew in these crochet little flowers. Again, I'm not sure where I got them from, but I think they're gonna look super cute and they really complement the yellow well. Alright guys, so that's one flower sewn on them. I actually did make little dots so I know where to sew the other ones, but that is just one sewed on there. It's just a simple couple stitches. I can show you guys the back, but it does not look that good. But yeah, so I'm just gonna continue on doing that throughout the whole shirt. Also, one thing I'm going to recommend is if you are doing something similar to this or a similar method, I will suggest if you're sewing little things, make sure to sew each thing individually. Do not keep it all on the same thread because over time it could pull and snag. So I'm going to sew each of my flowers on individually. So that's one flower. I'm gonna do the rest off camera and I'll catch you guys soon. I had to put my hair because it's getting a little intense, but I want to show you guys I finished the yellow shirt and here she is. I think this one turned out super cute. I love the little flowers, although I did make a small error. There is one flower is like a little bit farther from the other, but
You can't really tell when looking, and I think this is gonna look super cute with like ruffle skirts, or even with a pair of jeans, or even with shorts, or even as like a little swimsuit cover up. I think these tops are gonna be so cute and versatile, and I absolutely am in love with this yellow one. All right guys, so now that I finished the yellow shirt, we are going to work on the pink shirt. With pink shirt, I'm gonna do it kind of in two parts. I'm going to put something on the shirt, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm just going to have it as a little placeholder. But the first thing I'm gonna put on the shirt is this super cute bow iron-on patch. This I will link down in the description below. And for an iron-on patch, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to follow the instructions on the back, but I'm going to do that after I do the sewing part of the shirt. This is the patch. It is super cute. Honestly, I might go buy another one of these just to like use for decoration, but I absolutely love this bow patch. So for a little visual aid, here's the shirt, and I'm actually going to iron this part here in the middle, and then I'm going to put beads, or I should say sequins, on the side, which I will show you guys right now. Okay, so I have these pink sequins that I'm going to put around the bow. And then to apply them, I'm also going to use some beads. So these are just some clear beads. I'm actually going to link a really helpful video that I watched beforehand down below on how to sew sequins. There's different ways to sew them. You don't have to sew them with the bead, but I am going to. So I'm just going to do that to the shirt, and yeah. It's right here I have my sequins, right here I have my beads, and then I have just the layout here. So what I did is just taped the bow as a guide. And as you can see, what I'm basically gonna do is I'm gonna do that same bead and sequin technique on both sides, and yeah, so I'm gonna do a couple off camera, and then I'm gonna show you guys how it looks, and then yeah. All right, so here's the bow patch, and here is what I did. So basically what I did was I sewed a sequin, and then I put a bead on top of it just to secure it in place, and I think it looks super cute. Now it looks super small from here, but I'm gonna add, I've only done one. They are a little time consuming, but I'm gonna do a couple of them and get back to you guys and show you how they look. All right guys, I finished the shirt, and oh my gosh, I am obsessed with how it turned out. So here are all the little beads on it. I think the beads were like the perfect touch. I'm so glad I added them. I think I already said that, but they look really cute, and I think they just add like an extra little something to the shirt, and they just give it kind of like that magic kind of feel, and like that just like extra little like bling, like extra little and I think it looks super cute. And again, here's a closer look at the beads before we put on the bow. Just looks amazing, and I love that the sequins are a perfect match. Now that both shirts are complete, let's do a little overview. This is the yellow shirt. I think she turned out really good. I absolutely love the yellow, and I loved the crochet flowers. I think it makes it super cute. It gives me very summery vibes. And after ironing on the bow, this is how the pink shirt came out. It turned out really cute. I think I absolutely love the bow, and I think the sequins that I added on the side just complete it and make it look all cohesive, and this one turned out super duper cute. And there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed how to make your very own Loveshackfancy inspired hand-dyed tanks and tees. I absolutely love this DIY. I thought it was so much fun. This is the first time I actually ever like dyed something, like hand dyed, or like even like dyed anything. I've never dyed anything before. Even when I was little, I've never done like tie-dye or anything like that. And this was actually so much fun. The thing I loved not only about dyeing these shirts is that I actually was able to kind of create the patterns myself, and I kind of got to bounce ideas off of other Loveshackfancy clothes and just kind of like create something my own. And I just had a lot of fun putting little embellishments together, sewing, you know, ironing and stuff like that. And I think this was a really fun and easy project. I'm definitely going to be rocking these all summer. Make sure to follow me on Instagram to see me style them and wear them, because these are the cutest things ever. I think this DIY was not only super beneficial for our wallets, but it also was very fun and easy to make, and you guys can definitely make them too. And if you do, make sure to tag me and use my hashtag designer DIYs with Tali. And there you have it, guys. That is this designer DIY with Tali, making our very own Loveshackfancy inspired dyed tees.
If any questions about the DIY or in general, just leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because we are so close to 300 subscribers and it means the absolute world to me if we can reach that very, very soon. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on all social medias here in the screen, down in the description below. Love you all so much and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing, fantastic, gorgeous day.